Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, and I was not sure if I was going to be making a video here on Saturday, but we're actually just going to have some fun with this weekend because I am kind of taking a little bit of a break from the game. I'm not taking things too seriously this weekend, so I want to do a bit of a fun video with you guys. And I decided, because over the last couple of days or so, I decided to jump on the ChatGPT bandwagon. You know, I asking it questions, asking it all sorts of things, and honestly, I've been really astonished and amazed at what it is capable of doing. So much so that I'm actually scared for the future in some ways, because wow, some of the information that it spits out and how quickly it does that is just crazy. But in this first ChatGPT, it might be part of a series, but in this video, this first one, I asked ChatGPT what the best thing to do and how to keep ahead in Marvel Strike Force. That's what I meant to say. How to stay ahead in Marvel Strike Force. That's what I asked ChatGPT. And the responses are pretty interesting. It may not be as simple as you think. So if you're ready to go, everybody, then let's boil this down. There's also going to be a very funny addendum at the end of this video. Now, this is the question that I asked ChatGPT. How to stay ahead in Marvel Strike Force. And believe it or not, no, I did not write this all out. I basically copied and pasted from the ChatGPT website. And if you haven't been on there yet, it's oodles of fun. Honestly, I could probably do it for days, asking a variety of different questions and have that conversation with them. So I said this, and this is what they said. So to stay ahead in Marvel Strike Force, it's important to be strategic and dedicated in your gameplay. Here are some tips to help you maintain an edge. Number 1, daily activities. Log in regularly and complete your daily activities. This includes claiming energy, completing daily objectives, participating in daily challenges, and using energy refreshes efficiently. This is actually really good because this is actually what I would recommend for new players, honestly, because this is something that's so important. You know, like I have to jump back to the game here because, you know, this is something that I say all the time. Now, for me, in my state, like I don't normally refresh campaign energy unless there's an event ongoing. If there isn't, I don't do it. And I almost never do ISO 8 unless there's coordinated assault and we're a bit behind or something, and there's for some reason I need to like put in more. But otherwise, I save these packs for whenever coordinated assault comes around. I normally cap that out. Just to be clear about what this is talking about, these activities provide valuable resources and help you progress steadily. Number 2, resource management. Again, a huge one. Honestly, I put this up at number 1, but you know, this is fine too. Shocking that it even hits number 2. Manage your resources wisely. Prioritize spending your in-game currency, such as power cores. Glad that came first, because we just talked about that with energy, gold, and ability materials. I would say this is still pretty accurate in that order. Gold is very important. Actually, there's going to be another video about gold probably on Monday. My guess is, or Tuesday. I think there's an event going on Tuesday, so I need to report on that on Monday. And ability materials. So T4s is still obviously a big thing. There used to be a larger crunch when it came to other ability materials, but I think that's gone by the wayside now because of the orbs and other ways to get them to. On characters and upgrades that will benefit your roster the most. Avoid unnecessary or impulsive spending to ensure you have resources available for crucial upgrades. That's a very, very solid tip. Honestly, because so many people just blow their gold. So I blew my gold on Firestar when I probably didn't need to, and I even was saying how I was going to skip the new Warriors, honestly, and now there's that gold event that's coming up next week with Gwenpool, and I probably won't have a ton of gold for it. So I did level up Firestar to 85, and I have Nova currently at 80. There goes most of my gold. That's why I had about 20 million, and there it went. So that's my fault. And this is a very solid tip, because, you know, you should be careful about how much you're spending. It's how much you're spending on a daily or weekly basis. Very important there. Set goals and prioritize. Determine your short-term and long-term goals in the game, whether it's building a specific team, unlocking legendary characters, or reaching higher ranking in PvP modes. Having clear goals helps you stay focused, prioritize your farming, leveling, and upgrading efforts towards achieving these objectives. That might sound wordy, but it is really important. So what game modes are important to you? Is it Arena? Is it Raids? Is it Cosmic Crucible? You know, you can't really build for all of it. realistically. I've talked about this in other videos as well, right? You have to stay ahead. You have to stay ahead by focusing on something. Unless you're a Kraken, then maybe you can just do everything you want. But for normal people, you normally would have to choose a priority, and that is more important than anything. So really good tip there. Number 4, understanding synergies. Learn about character synergies and team comps. Synergistic teams perform better in various game modes such as raids, arenas, and alliance war. So ChatGPT understands that this game is now based on team synergy. There's very little mixing and matching in this game. It's very strict now, more than any time before, that you're using that team for that game mode, and those characters, you can't really change them out much, and that's all you're going to get. So build teams with characters that enhance each other's abilities and maximize their effectiveness. Experiment with different combinations to find the most optimal setups for different scenarios. Now, I don't know what they define as experiment, because there's not a lot of that. There's a few characters here and there that maybe you can use in different situations, or you can pull a character out and add another character in, but that's far and few between, I would say, in Marvel Strike Force. It doesn't happen that often. Number 5, stay informed. Maybe this could even be up higher ranking, but yeah, stay informed. Whether it's YouTube, whether it's Reddit, whether it's the blogs, all of that. Stay up to date with the game's meta, news, and updates. Follow official announcements, community forums, content creators. They even added that in there. I did not add that. I swear. I did not add that into there. That was already there. That was part of the ChatGPT. And social media channels to gather information on new characters, updates, events, and strategies. This knowledge will help you adapt and make informed decisions about character farming, team building, and resource allocation. That is true. There's honestly so much going on in this game on I want to say a daily basis, but a weekly basis. You want to keep up to date for sure with what's going on in the game, with the events, what's coming, what characters are coming up, what the teams are for this patch, that kind of thing. All of that. Whether it's that from following me, or whether it's from following another content creator, making sure you read the blog. All of those things are very important to make sure that you're up to date, that you know what's coming, especially the events, right, that are coming every week, sometimes multiple times a week. Number 6, participate in events. Engage in special events, including campaigns, raids, blitzes, and alliance-related activity. They even know that. I mean, I was thinking like alliance-based events that come to the game, coordinated assault, those kind of things. These events often offer exclusive rewards, character shards, and resources that can accelerate your progress. Coordinate with your alliance members to maximize your performance in alliance events and reap the benefits together. That's important. And this is more broadly probably going to be with number 7 that I see there. These two are probably going to be hand in hand here. So let's go and see what that says. Join an active alliance. I honestly cannot state that enough. That is so important. Most of this game, when it comes to your rewards and how good of the rewards you're going to get, a lot of it does come from daily raids. A lot of it does. Other than that, though, there are occasional alliance-based milestones. Those are really important to your progress as well. So making sure that you're in, not necessarily the best that you can be alliance-wise, but making sure that you're in an alliance that's compatible with your own goals as well. There are alliances that will take you at a lower power level. If you're an active player, if you're playing every day and you're getting everything in, then that's really important, to stay ahead and also to make sure you maximize your roster and game progress is really important. So being part of an active and supportive alliance provides numerous advantages. You can receive additional rewards from alliance activities, get assistance from alliance members in raids, exchange advice and strategies, and gain access to alliance-wide chat for better coordination. So I think a lot of the reason why people still play this game, honestly, is because of their alliances. Like, I've talked to a ton of people who have told me about them quitting or are going to quit or whatever, and a lot of the reasons that I hear from them as to why they either haven't or why it took them so long to quit was because of their alliance. That was what kept them playing. They didn't want to let their alliance down, but also that they just enjoyed the presence, I guess, of their alliance for the most part. And, that helped them stay engaged. And I think that's a big part about this game, particularly this game, but, some other games as well, where that social aspect that comes into playing the game. Some people don't care about this. And, they're just a bunch of people that you just do stuff with. But, there are a lot of us here in Marvel Strike Force that actually have spent a lot of time with our individual alliances. That's part of the reason why, more of us haven't quit. And I can say that's probably the case for me. Obviously, there's being, having a YouTube channel, that's one thing. But other than that, I've had the same alliance since pretty much day one for about 4 years. More than that, sorry, but like almost 5 years now. Number 8, adapt and evolve. Oops, not moving that. Adapt and evolve. The game meta and balance may change over time. Be willing to adapt your strategies, teams, and priorities as new characters are introduced. This is important, and I want to bold this one. I've talked about this. I've talked about staying ahead by keeping on top of things. I cannot stress enough how important it is to make sure that you're staying on top of the game by looking at the latest characters. Some of the older characters, fine, they're good. They are. But making sure that you're on top of the latest meta is really important in the newest characters, because very rarely do they introduce new characters that are just flat out trash. Now, the jury's not up yet on the Nowhere team. Without a doubt, you're probably going to want to invest in Nova for sure because he's a legendary character. Whether or not the entire team has incredible value like, say, Weapon X did, but even Weapon X, I think you could have separated it out to be basically Omega Red and Lady Deathstrike. Those were like the two main power characters in that team. So for this team, for this Nowhere team, just on a limb, I'm thinking it's going to be like Nova and Thor. But I don't know. Could be Star-Lord too. I don't see Korg being like the must-build character on the team. It's definitely going to be like Nova, and I think it's going to be Thor, based on his damage stat numbers that I've seen. And actually, I haven't done a full breakdown on this team in terms of the stats on paper. I might be doing that next week as well. Just things to think about. New Warriors, I don't know. I haven't really played with them, but they're going to crush Tangled Web in the new Season 3. So, anyways, now let's get to the bottom part here. Oh, there's more, sorry. As new characters are introduced and balance adjustments occur. Yeah, that happens on occasion, but they don't really nerf characters. They just buff characters more than anything. Flexibility and the ability to adapt to changes will keep you competitive and ensure you can tackle new challenges effectively. Remember, Marvel Strike Force is a dynamic game, and the strategies that work today may evolve in the future. Stay engaged, adapt to the changing landscape, and continue to improve your roster and gameplay to maintain your advantage. Here's the addendum. Is Scopely a good company? This is the fun part. I mean, the other parts are kind of fun. But, I mean, this is the fun part. Scopely is a mobile game developer and publisher known for games such as The Walking Dead, Road to Survival, Star Trek Fleet Command, and Marvel Strike Force. Evaluating whether a company is good is subjective. Yeah, maybe I didn't ask the right question. And can depend on various factors such as personal preference, experiences, and specific criteria. Scopely has been successful in terms of revenue and popularity with its games, garnering millions of downloads and generating significant revenue. The company has secured partnerships with well-known entertainment franchises, which has contributed to its success. However, like any company in the gaming industry, Scopely has also faced criticism and controversy. Some players have voiced concerns about the company's monetization practices, such as an aggressive in-app purchases or loot boxes, which can lead to a pay-to-win dynamic in their games. This approach can be seen as unfavorable to players who prefer a more balanced and fair gameplay experience. Additionally, there have been complaints about customer support and the handling of player concerns. Does this sound like Marvel Strike Force to you? I'm sure it does. It's important to research can consider various perspectives, including reviews and feedback from players, before forming an opinion on whether Scopely is a good company. Ultimately, the assessment of a company's quality can vary based on individual experiences and priorities. There you have it, everyone. ChatGPT in a nutshell for Marvel Strike Force. Honestly, I had a lot of fun with this. There are some more things to come relating to ChatGPT and Marvel Strike Force, because honestly, I think that, hey, maybe they can just run my channel for me. You never know with the AI these days, depending on how you ask the question. That's really the most important thing. And let me know if you enjoyed this. If honestly, I think it was pretty spot on. I actually think a lot of this was spot on advice. I think that if I was a new player, and if I was reading this over, this makes a lot of sense, and I actually think it does. I literally think that ChatGPT wrote a good beginner player guide, at least in broad tips. And let me know all about that in the comments down below. If you're a new player, let me know if you found this helpful, because who knows, maybe it did. Because I think it was pretty useful. And that's it for this weekend edition of ChatGPT. And until next time and next video, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.